Okay, so my video got interrupted. But thankful Thursday, thankful Thursday. What I was saying is, um, have we been putting too much pressure on our children? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We get so excited about them getting ready to graduate, but we're not really that excited for them to step into the real world. Because their world is different from the way our world was. It's a different timeline. And what I mean by putting pressure on our children, I'm saying I remember when I was 17, 18, I wanted to get out of my mama's house, me and my brother. But for me also, from 14, by the time I was a teenager, I had a baby. So from 14 to 18, and then 18, here comes another child after graduation. And that was our gift. Our graduation gift was our first apartment. So of course we wanted to get out the house. No rules. That's all we could think about. You know, we had a stern, steady mom. She was, yeah, definitely wake you up out your sleep and go wash some dishes, because why them dishes ain't washed? You know. And I often think back and reflect those times. May my mom rest in peace. And I often used to wonder why she was so damn mean. But as I got older and older, and to this age now, and right before she even passed away, I realized her life was so traumatic. But this is not about me. This is about parenting. It seemed like it don't get no easier. We already know that the children are rebellious. We was rebellious. But it's a different level of rebellion now. They want to be so grown so fast. But taking it back to this true crime that I've been watching lately, and how our children are putting themselves in situations that they shouldn't. Are we rushing them out into the world too soon? And I'm not saying that like rushing them out to the world. Like I said, we wanted to be out the house. Them 1990s, 1990, 91, 92, you get it. We was 18, 19, 20. We had jobs. We was focused. We wanted a car. We wanted clothes. We wanted all those things. But guess what? So do our children. And a lot of us grew up learning how to work at a young age. And so we started teaching. If you had children at a young age, you started teaching your children that as well, because that's what we was, we was taught. And we're overrating get it how you live, and um getting it out the mud, and get this money, get the bag. Are we putting too much pressure on our children? They are in the social media world. They love being in front of the camera. They love telling all their business to the world. They love telling someone else's business to the world. They love to show off. They want the attention, especially if they are already popular before they even press the button on their phone to record and post and upload. I know I have a popular child, but she's a grown woman now. So I remember telling her at a younger age that you're not gonna have the same friends all the time. Being popular ain't really all of that. I mean, it just comes with it comes with what it comes with. It come with what is it? What's the word I want to say? It comes with a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot because you're trying to maintain a facade, which leads me back to: are we putting too much pressure on our children? So the true crimes that I've been seeing, we already have this injustice with Carmelo Anthony. Um, then I came across another one with a young man that went missing. Friends left him at the store, and then to only find out almost a month later something happened to him. So that was heavy on my mind last night because I actually sat down and watched all 4 parts. Um, Shout out to Lovelace Chronicles or something like that. Lovelace. Um, One second. Lovelace Chronicles. She did a very good job at putting together the updates for Derek Samuel. Um, and that's what made me come up with: are we putting too much pressure on our children? It's bad enough that grown folks started there showing your money on the phone. On the phone. On the phone. Who on the phone? What's that about? It's bad enough that grown people started that money, showing money on social media. Your arm stacked up and all of this and up to your ear and everything. But what is these children really doing to get this money? Are we not monitoring our children enough? Or are we not? We want them to have a space and be children, but they not trying to be children. They think they grown. They mental ain't grown though. They think that they can get out here and survive, but not even knowing that the goal is to thrive. So I would just go back to the book of Proverbs, where I have been constantly talking about wisdom, choosing wisely, and when wisdom calls, warnings against folly. And so, wisdom, Proverbs 1. Wisdom, Proverbs 1. I don't know why I should put my little microphone thing on. I got it. I don't even really know if it be working. But anyway, Wisdom 1 says, Wisdom 1. Wisdom 101. How about that? The purpose and the theme of wisdom. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. As we are coming to know ourselves and know who we are now, and we already know that we are part of the Israelites. And if you don't know, now you know. Seek, search, and find. There is plenty of information out here for us to find out what tribe you came from. Proverbs 1. For gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. For understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and the riddles of the wise. The Holy Bible is full of parables because that's how Jesus, Yahweh, Son of Man, the Messiah, spoke in riddles, proverbs, and parables, which is why you must ask for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of what it is that you are reading in the book of life, in the book of truth. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And they do. Our children despise it. Not everybody's children, but there's still levels of doing dumb shit, period, point blank, at any age. But in your youth, you are susceptible to more foolery than wisdom. Parents of sons, this is one of the most profound scriptures that you can introduce your sons to. Warning against the invitation of sinful men. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction. Now, when you read this on the surface level, your father could be your physical father, but your father is your father in heaven. And do not forsake your mother's teaching. On the surface, your mother knows best as well, but so does the divine mother. They are a garland to grace your head and a chain to adorn your neck. My son, if sinful men entice you, do not give in to them. If they say, come along with us, let's lie in wait for innocent blood. Let's ambush some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive like the grave and whole like those who go down to the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Cast lots with us. We will all share the loot. My son, do not go along with them. Peer pressure. Peer pressure. Joining gangs, joining cliques. Our kids out here making covenants and don't even know it. They don't even know it. So we have to up our game on what we are teaching our children. It's not the basicness, it's not the basic stuff anymore. Because on a spiritual level, they don't know. And if you don't know, how can you apply it to your life and their life? My son, do not go along with them. Do not set your foot on their paths. They are swift to shed blood. How useless to spread a net where every bird can see it. These men lie in wait for their own blood. They ambush only themselves, leading themselves into what? The penitentiary or the grave. Such are the paths of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the life of those who get it. 4 benefits of wisdom. My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, this is Proverbs 2. I didn't even finish Proverbs 1. But Proverbs 2. My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding, which will lead to understanding. Indeed, if you call out for insights, pray for insights, and cry aloud for understanding, which will lead to understanding. And if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk is blameless. For he guards the course of the just and protects the way of his faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your hearts, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Understanding will guard you as well. Wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse, who have left the straight paths to walk in dark ways, who delight in doing wrong and rejoice in the perverseness of evil. Whose paths are crooked and who are devious in their ways. Wisdom will save you also from the adulterous woman, from the wayward woman with her seductive words, who has left the partner of her youth and ignored the covenant she made before God. Surely her house leads down to death, and her paths to the spirit of the dead. We got to stop letting our children date at a young age. We see what they did to us. At 15, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, don't need to classify, to put a name on a boy and on a girl as a girlfriend, boyfriend, for them to want to experience adult behavior. Because see, this is when their emotions get involved and they're not emotionally intelligent yet to even understand heartache. Guard your heart, young children. Guard your hearts. Psalms 139. Ask God to search your heart, because that's what he wants from you. He wants your heart. None who go to her return or attain the paths of life. Thus you will walk in the ways of the good and keep to the paths of the righteous. For the upright will live in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the unfaithful will be torn from it. This is a little spider that keeps popping up. That's a different kind of spider. Back to Proverbs 1. Out in the open, wisdom calls aloud. Proverbs 1 and 20. She raises her voice in the public square. On top of the wall, she cries out. At the city gate, she makes her speech. How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery and fools hate knowledge? Side note, these are two questions that possibly will show up in the biblical discovery investigation that I have created. Because you have to think deeply about these questions that are in this very book. You have to ponder and meditate on the questions that the disciples had, that the non-believers had. How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery and fools hate knowledge? Repent at my rebuke, then I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make known to you my teachings. Ask God to lead and guide and order your steps. He will do just that after you repent. But since you refuse to listen when I call and no one pays attention when I stretch out my hand, his right righteous hand. Since you disregard all my advice and do not accept rebuke, I in turn, will laugh when disaster strikes you. You hear that? The Lord said he gonna laugh at you. Because he keeps tapping at you. He keeps telling you to come here. Come here. Give it to me. Give it all to me. I will mock when calamity overtakes you. When the struggle comes, and you lean into your own understanding instead of giving it to God to help you. We can't do it by ourselves. You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. I can't do it by myself. When calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster sweeps over you like a whirlwind, when distress and trouble overwhelm you, call on him. Call on him. Then they will call to me, but I will not answer. They will look for me, but will not find me, since they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord. Since they would not accept my advice and spurned my rebuke, they will eat the fruit of their ways and be filled with the fruit of their schemes. For the waywardness of the simple will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease, without fear or harm. And that's what you want. You want God's unfailing love. You want to feel his unfailing love. You want joy. You want peace. You want happiness. You want that in your life. And for anyone who does not, and anyone who is around you who does not want that, you get from around them and protect your peace. Gain wisdom at all costs. These kids literally get on social media, talk about a crime that they know. My thing is this. It do make you question where the parents at. It really does, because these is kids. They look like children, look like babies. They know everything. They know too much. They don't even know how to shut up. They don't know how to be quiet. They don't know how to be discreet. They don't know how to observe. They don't know. And they keep forgetting that social media, the cloud, it's forever. It don't go away. People find stuff and will use it against you in the court of law. We have to teach ourselves the laws. We got to teach our kids the laws. We got to dig deep, deeper than what we were used to. Now it's a time for, it's just a call to action on so many levels, so many levels. I have daughters, so for me, two of them are grown and a teenager who will be graduating soon. So raising daughters and raising boys into men and girls into young ladies, it's a job. But it's even harder when you wasn't raised that way. I see it every day. I see the same I remember when I was a young parent, I wanted to be outside. I wanted to be outside. I wanted to be with my friends, my peers. These are the things that I wanted. Hello, little birdie. These are the things that I wanted. But I already had a kid. I had a kid. And then turned around and had a whole nother one. By the time I was graduating, I cried every damn day. Especially with the first one. We can't let these kids, they need to stop dating. They need to focus. Our children need to focus, man, because it just be on my heart every time I see a true crime situation that is dealing with our children. And it's crazy because I mean, right when you think someone is your friend, they really not. You already see what happened with Shanquilla. Her and her friends went on a whole trip, and like this, it's just crazy. But that still leads me back to this very question. Are we applying too much pressure on our children? We want them to go off to college and everything. We want them to go off to college. We want them to just stay focused. We want them to be independent in their own ways. But you gotta pay attention to your child. Because I know all three of mine are very different. And at the first two or third young adult, in their teenage years, their brain, they were smart. They was advanced. But my 13-year-old is a whole introvert. You know? She's like, she be so unbothered. It's like, what? But, you have to pay attention to the personality of each child. The first one might be ready to go and step out into this world and don't even look back, can take it by the storm. But also not realizing that it's still levels to life and that your life is predestined. You could be doing good from 20 to 30, but from 30 to 40, now you like, wait a minute. Stuff, it shifts. Stuff starting to shift now. Shit, you might not even be as popular as you was either. And then also, you grow away from your friends. And then I'm not going to say us because I'm not going to put myself in the category of that. Um, when it comes to what I know now at this age. Um, for a moment. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, ask that you put a shield of protection over me as I channel these messages. As I sit and I get these intuitive nudges, and I utilize my surroundings, the sky. I kind of like to. I'm not gonna even say I kind of like. I'm a cloud reader. I can look up in the sky. I have some of the most profound pictures. I get messages from the universe, different from other spiritual teachers and spiritual leaders. And I'm so grateful for the ones that I have came across um, in the spiritual community as well. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Are we applying too much pressure on our children? I know with my last child, I ain't in no rush for her to go nowhere. She can stay at home till she, okay, I give her 30. It just depends on the level of her growth. You know, you don't want to push them out there too fast, man. You don't want to do that. Like, we got to stop doing that. Quit kicking y'all kids out the house. Don't do that. Like, my mama used to kick a nigga out the house. Excuse my French. Um, but I had those moments of being put out the house with a kid, you know, and it's like playing tug of war with my child, because no, but being rebellious, and then even sometimes not even knowing why you put me out, like what? But that was my mom's own trauma, projecting it on me. She was already pissed that I had a kid young, like she did, you know? But now, y'all, we can't be too swift and too hasty to put these kids out here in the world. They want the money. They want money. They want money. Which is what? The root. The root of evil. They want to stack it and show it to the world as a form of validation. That, oh, I'm not being lazy or something. I'm going to say lazy, but really you are. Because what are you doing to get this money? Who have you come across to introduce you to something that, a little ant here now, I might have to move my spot. But who's being introduced to our children when we're not around them? What are our children really getting themselves into? We have got to be nosy. We gotta be nosier. We gotta be real nosy, because the things that they post, they not understanding that just like they going to get a job, they look at our social media pages too. They'll try to find any and all things that they feel that they can to keep us from moving forward, even if we just want the simplest job to a major job, whatever. People lose their job because of freedom of speech and everything else. Like, but our children, like, we got to get the children in the community. You know, that I'm looking at right now, some kids just, they've been out here for hours just playing at the water park, you know, little kids, big kids, and they just enjoying the moments on their summer break. And I out here getting into who Lord knows what. But 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21-year-olds, even that age, lack of knowledge, lack of wisdom. I suggest that, yeah, everybody read the book of Proverbs. If you're not reading the book of Proverbs, meditate on it. Open the book of Proverbs and get an understanding of it's gonna make so much sense. It's gonna make so much sense. But I decided to take this moment just to, get something off my chest. Um, we tend to get distracted about about what is. We get distracted. We just get distracted, you know, when we are all out here just trying to live a quiet and peaceful life. But no weapon formed against me or my collective shall prosper. We shall persevere. Faith is being sure of what you hope for and certain of what you do not see. And we have to get back to that faith because your faith is still being tested. Faith is going to be tested pretty much every day, every season. Your faith is going to be tested. So just pray, give it all to God, keep talking to Him, laugh with Him. God can be funny too, It might be harsh and funny, but when you realize the situation, when you put the real world situation with the actual insight, you kind of be like, ooh, you're talking to me, you're talking about me. Oh, okay, let me fix that. Ask God to correct you. Ask Him to search your heart. Ask Him to lead and guide you. Ask Lord to just give you some peace in your mind. Everything is spiritual. Everything. When I say everything, everything. But it can be the fruit of the spirits instead of bad fruits, the kingdom of darkness. We don't want that. You want light. You want love. You want happiness. You want joy, 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 joy. Abundance and prosperity. You want to be able to discover the things that God has for you. He made you wonderfully. The 7 pillars of wisdom: trust, Proverbs 3 and 5. Integrity, Proverbs 10:9. Purity, generosity, diligence, wise words, wise counsel. Solomon's 7 pillars: the fear of the Lord, knowledge, understanding, prudence, counsel, correction, instruction, and discretion. The House of Wisdom, which I got this source from Damon J. Gray, um, which is purity, peacefulness, gentleness, reasonableness, helpfulness, humility, and sincerity. These very words are words you should meditate on. Look them up if you don't know what they mean. Get an understanding. Choose wisely. Choose wise counsel. Seek the kingdom first, and all things shall be added to you. It's within you. Talk to yourself. Be encouraged. Encourage yourself. Encourage yourself. Encourage those around you. Love one another. Love thy neighbor. Check on your people. But at the end of the day and at the crack of dawn, the children, we have got to do better with our children. We got to do better with our children. Because now I'm just starting to see, I feel like they're more rebellious than I thought. Ain't no way they should be just running their mouth on the internet like they doing. And on top of that, it allows them to get monetized. At 21, your mind frame has to shift. By 25, your mind shift needs to shift again. At 30, you should be on your way to even more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and enlightenment. By the time you are 40, you just now scratching the surface. And even at 50, it's still so much more to learn. So this is my message from God to me, to you, to everyone. And I pray that everybody is having a beautiful day. And this is Thankful Thursday, so be thankful. Thankful in the grind. Be thankful for breath. Be thankful for breath. Be thankful for this tree. Be thankful for this grass. Be thankful for your eyes to see and your ears to hear. Be thankful for your tongue, your taste buds, your nose, your smell. Be thankful for your feet, your legs, your bones, your cells, your organs. Be thankful. Be thankful for everything. Be thankful, thankful, thankful. Give gratitude and give it to the Lord. Honor thy mother and thy father. And let it go and let it flow in abundance. Love, joy, peace, and happiness. And I've survived my first 45 minutes, and I'm going to consider this alive. So, from me to you, from God to me to you. That was just some insights, and we just got so much more to do out here, y'all. We got so much out here to do collective. So keep your vibrations high, be unbothered, get in your bubble, and mind your own business. They got 2.5 seconds to vent and tell them to give it to God. Okay?